I, 23M, just found out my girlfriend, 24F, slept with my best friend a year ago. My girlfriend and I had a shaky start to our relationship. After about 2 months of casually having sex, I decided to put an end to things as I was unsure of the relationship at the time. During the stop, my girlfriend slept with my best friend. We ended up getting back together a few months later and got official. My girlfriend just told me about it. A year into our official relationship, I'm torn on what to do, because I love both of them. I am the one that ended the relationship for the first time. But I didn't expect her to hook up with my best friend. I feel deceived because neither of them told me about it. And it's a year into the serious relationship. What is the move here? There's a gentleman rule out there that you don't sleep with your friends' exes, let alone your best friends. So yeah, that definitely sucks. Might want to reevaluate who are your friends. As for your girlfriend, no comment from me. If this is not something you can get over, if you feel the trust is broken, just tell them so. I know that you didn't do anything wrong and that I am not entitled to know who you've slept with before we got into a serious relationship. But I am hurt that you slept with my best friend and that you didn't tell me about it at the start of the relationship. I have given it some thought and I don't think the fact that you kept it from me is something I can move past. I think it would be best if we just went our separate ways. I know that you technically didn't do anything wrong, but it is also well known that it's bad taste to sleep with your friend's exes. I'm hurt that you didn't have enough respect or consideration for me to not sleep with her or to at least mention it to me at some point between it happening and she and I starting a serious relationship. I've given it some thought and I've decided that it's time for me to step back from this friendship. I hope you don't do this to anyone else that considers you a friend. The fact that she waited so long to tell you is what really bothers me. That's a lie by omission. Evidently your best friend didn't feel the need to be honest with you either. I get that you were broken up, but someone should have said something way before now. Your best friend broke the bro code. I'm sorry, but best to evaluate the people you are spending time with. Why did she tell you now? Did she want to relieve her guilt? Does she feel guilty? Does she think it was a wrong? Did she tell you to hurt you? Were you arguing? Did she think you would forgive her? What was the context of telling you? It's funny how you only think she is the bad guy, lol. Your friend is worst. I personally wouldn't continue either relationship. They would both be removed from my life. Both of them had ample opportunity to tell you before you got serious. They didn't, which means they can't be trusted. You weren't together and she owed you nothing. You dumped her. I don't think new CSN hold this against her BC. It was not your business anyway what she did when you didn't want her. She was single and her life is her life. However, your best friend was the first to act like a shady boss. They were still your friend and they should have had the decency to tell you. They kept it from you, which meant lying and probably some level of manipulation. When you started to reconcile with your GF, that was her opportunity to tell you. But she also decided to lie and manipulate. Both have proven themselves untrustworthy, and as much as they might bleat that they were protecting you, they were really protecting themselves and their future. It's for you to decide how you want to proceed, but these people are currently not to be trusted. Do not value your best interests and don't have a reasonable amount of respect for you. I don't think this is respectful. Your GF and best friends did not think about you. Very selfish. Your best friend is not your best friend. You broke up with GF and she never knew if you'd come back. So I can't fault her. Personally, If I slept with a guy's actual best friend, I'd probably not date him even if I liked him, or at the very least I'd be upfront. Because having to deal with the awkwardness after the relationship has started is just not good. I'd say at minimum she deliberately didn't tell you because she knew it'd upset you, which emo is plain disrespectful. I'd have trust issues if I was in your shoes, which would make continuing the relationship impossible. I'd probably say your friend is at fault here, given that you weren't dating this girl to begin with and then ended the relationship. I don't feel as though she technically really owed you anything, loyalty. That being said, your best friend definitely owes you the respect and loyalty of not hooking up with someone you had been with. At the very least not before talking to you about it. Once you started dating her, I do think she probably should have told you, but she might have just been worried about how you'd react. Not saying it's okay that she didn't tell you, but I definitely understand where she's coming from. I would say if you can move past it with your girlfriend, you should try, but I would definitely reevaluate your relationship with your best friend. He ain't your best friend, man. And I would break up. Not for the hookup, but for the lie by omission. Making you lose 1 year of your life on a lie. Hello. It might be hard to fully accept that chain of events for you. And I understand why. Personally, if it were me, I wouldn't want to be with someone who slept with my best friend. That's a massive boundary to push. Even when you're broken up. And there's a good chance she could do it again. I guess it boils down to how you feel about it. Can you forgive such a transgression? Like totally. Never bring it up again. If you can't, I would consider leaving her, because it's going to eat away at your mind and become a point of contention in fights. People are overreacting here. You basically said you were casually having sex for 2 months and parted ways, meaning there was no indication things would ever get serious or there was a future. I would hardly have considered her an ex. Your friend had no reason to think you loved her or had a future, and he had casual sex like you did. They probably didn't tell you right away because it wouldn't have served any purpose other than hurting you. It would be different if she cheated on you and they kept that a secret. I'm telling you directly without making any further comments. I would cut off any contact with both of them. That's how I am. You make whatever decision you think. Well, your friend isn't your friend if he's willing to do that to you. As for your girlfriend, I'd say the fact she kept it a secret from you for a year and only told you now says everything. Really. Time for a new friend and new girlfriend. Would you do that to your best friend with a girl he dumped? And would you tell him? If the answer is different than how he handled it, I would pull back on the relationship with him. As for your girlfriend, I would call it quits. She knew what she did was wrong and purposely hid it from you. What else is she hiding? You would never feel comfortable having them in the same room together. You're young and can find someone who would treat you with more respect. But I'm just a stranger from the internet. So do what you will. Even though the two of you weren't together at the time, so it isn't cheating. Both of them knew beforehand that sleeping together would be extremely hurtful to you. As others have said, she waited an entire year before telling you to solidify and deepen your feelings as much as possible so that you would be less likely to leave her. This action is very manipulative, and she had to lie to you for a year to make it work. Your best friend, on the other hand, has never even come forward about it and is not your best friend. Or even a friend for that matter. You are better off without either of them in your life. You need to protect yourself right now, whatever that takes.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.